Hi everyone, thanks for stopping by my channel to hear about my Scentsy story part 3. When I first signed up with Scentsy, my sponsor added me to a Facebook group that has been a really great resource since signing up. When you sign up for Scentsy, you already know about the product, but you don't really know a lot of the ins and outs, things that you can do, things that you can't do in order to sell the products. So in being in this group, I've learned quite a bit of information, and I just kind of wanted to provide some tips that I've learned to help you with your Scentsy business, to kind of see, with the transition right now, we're our way from this spring and summer collection into fall and winter. There's a ton of new products that they've released, but I guess August is kind of the month where it's like you already know what's coming out, but you still need to make your sales so that way you can earn your commissions. Just a refresher, commissions, you earn 20% on your sales up to $1,000, and that's over a lifetime. Once you've hit $1,000 for a lifetime, then you automatically are bumped up to 25%. That's as it stands right now in the summer of 2015. Starting September 1st, there's some new changes with regards to the minimum order for a party in order to qualify your hostess for rewards and discounts, as well as shipping. But the requirement of what you need to sell stays the same per month to stay in good standings. So the first thing I wanted to kind of go over was, how do you approach people who don't know what Scentsy is? Think back to when you first learned about Scentsy. You didn't know what it was. It's one of those names where you kind of can conclude what it's about, but not in particular of what it is. And I mean, even for me, after knowing what Scentsy is for a couple of years, I learned they have all these different lines of stuff where I just thought it was more the warmers and the bars. And yes, that's the basics, but there's so much more to it. So one thing that I've decided to do during one of our orders, there was hostess rewards that were not claimed because it wasn't an official party. It was more of my launch party. So I took the opportunity to stock up on this little cute guy. This is Songbird. It's an element warmer. It does not use a light bulb. It just has almost like an internal hot plate that heats up to warm, to melt the wax, so that way it smells good. The elements are $25, so with the 50% off hostess reward, I got this for $12.50, and then I was also able to stock up on some different scents. Now, I know what kind of scents that I like, but that might not be the same for your ideal customer. There are some people that like very floral scents. There's some that like more musky masculine scents. There's some that like fruity or clean or whatnot. So when I was going through the list, I was kind of picking out different ones. I picked Bonfire Beach, which is kind of a little musky, but also fresh at the same time. White Tea and Cactus is a new favorite of mine. This one is citrusy. It's very clean. I have this in our laundry room right now. I also picked up the July scent of the month, which is Guava Honey. This one, depending on who you talk to, is very hit or miss. One of our customers added a bit of spice to it. I've seen people post that they add sugar to it, like the scent sugar, not actual sugar, to kind of diminish the scent. My mom says she does not like guava smell, so she definitely doesn't like it. I don't know if I've ever actually, I love guava to eat, but this one is different. But anyway, so I grabbed the scent of the month. Also got blueberry cheesecake. I wanted to pick something from the bakery line. My sister said something in this scent affects her immediately when she smells it. The other one that I want to grab from the corner cafe section is the Crumb Top. That one smells really good too. So I have this one. I would not pick this out typically, but it seems to be a fan favorite. And then one of my standalone, or my standby, guaranteed, almost everybody likes this scent, is Satin Sheets. It's just a very clean and comforting smell. So my goal is to request product testers on Facebook. With some of the compliance things, you cannot explicitly tell people what they're going to get or not get, but you can put up a photo. So I did a mini photo shoot last week, I think it was, with some of the warmers that I had received for customers. Took them out of the packaging, shot some images with the different, so I took some photos with the element warmer, the Songbird. I did the Goldsmith one. I also used the Chasing Fireflies mason jar one, and in each photo I had the warmer, and then I also had a couple of different colored bars in the background, just to add some dimension. And then my plan is that periodically, I added the Scentsy logo, but I will be layering text on it to kind of advertise. So that's something that I've done. I like to do that kind of thing. Not everybody enjoys it, but I do. And so I'm going to be using them. On there you can say product testers wanted, message me for details. Almost anything can be disclosed to somebody within a private message. It just can't be publicly on Facebook or Instagram type thing, but you can direct message anybody. So what I want to do is try to have 2 to 3 people a month try out a warmer. I'll drop off this and then I'll give them the bars and explain to them. You just smell them, see which one you want. They will last you a couple of days if you're running it a couple hours at a time, and that way you can just kind of get a sense of how it can, I would say change your life, but that might be a little dramatic, but just how it can change the ambiance in your room with having a different kind of scent. And then pick it up from them. I just want them to experience it. Then they'll see that they like it, and then they'll ask me, hopefully, what they need to do to purchase, and explain to them they can either just purchase it outright, they can have a party if they want to, they can do a basket party, where basically I will give them all the testers, order forms, catalogs, and they can just have some friends over, you know, very low key, smell the things that they want, and can purchase whatever they need. So that's one of my approaches to that. Another thing that I'm trying to do is familiarize myself with the new, with the products that are carried by Scentsy that are not just the bars and the warmers. They're in the middle, as I mentioned earlier, transitioning to a new set of lines, but they're still the same type of things. Like, this is their layers collection that's going out, this name, but they're still having a lotion, they're still having a laundry soap collection, they're adding in kids, they're adding in essential oils, but it's not the same method of distribution like you would expect from some of the other essential oil brands. It's not meant to be ingested, it's not meant to be used topically, it is literally similar to Scentsy bars, just to add an aroma around the space. But the diffusers are really, really pretty. So I purchased with some additional discounts the Layers lotion. This is in Skinny Dippin'. It's very beachy. Like literally when you smell it, you just think of summer. And then I also purchased the scent packs. These are pretty cool. There's scented beads inside, and it has a mesh on the back side. And if you just have it sitting somewhere, it still gives off a bit of a scent. But what's cool is if you're somewhere or you want to have a little bit of a more dominant scent, you can just shake it and it'll release more. Obviously not this way because it's in plastic. So with this, I have one actually at my work in the white tea and cactus that's right by my desk, and I just kind of have it on the corner. So every now and then I get a nice little refreshing scent of the white tea and cactus, not overpowering, and it's not in anything that's plugged in. Another suggestion in our group with use of these sheets, I don't even know what these are actually called, but there's this came in my new consultant package. It was a tearaway sheet with all these papers. On the one side it has almost all of the warmers. On the back there's a couple of more. It lists all of the fragrances that are available, the light bulbs, the Layers collection too right here. So what one consultant said is that for all of her current customers that she has like locally to her, she's highlighting everything that's going to be going away as of August 31st. They have their fall and winter catalog that will be released or starting for purchase September 1st. So in order to not have these wasted, she's using them to highlight to give to someone. That way they can quickly identify anything that might be one of their favorite scents that are going away, so they can take the opportunity to stock up. In August, there is a 10% off almost everything in Scentsy. So it's a good time to stock up on your favorite bars, scent circles, scent packs, everything like that. So I thought that was really cool because when I got this, I mean, it looks like a placemat and I wasn't quite sure what you would do with it. But I like that idea, especially if you're having a party in that August month, so people can see quickly what it is. Now, one of the questions that also came up was, with us, all of the consultants, there's a lot of people who work really hard to recruit new new people, to encourage them as a way to earn money, meet new people. And there's talking about selling, that people who are on the fence say, I'm not really a seller, I don't really have any sales experience, I mean, how am I gonna sell this stuff? So somebody copied and pasted some dialogue they read somewhere, which is so true if you're on social media. So she was saying like, you know, you have no problem going to a store, taking a picture of the shirt you have on, saying, I got this at Target, and then people go buy it. Or you're influenced that way. Or you have a new soda beverage that you love and you take a picture of it and you post it online, and then someone therefore goes and purchases it. The one they used was the Coke one, the Share Coke that has the names on it. I know I'm guilty of doing that. I actually got one that said Melissa on it. And so she's using all these references or repeating these references of how these are all small instances where you're actually selling to somebody, but it's not in the way that you might be thinking of, like, I had to be in their face, knocking on their door, doing this, that. Like, it's whatever you want it to be. If you want it to just be very low key and mellow, like, have it be that way. It's whatever works best for you and your personality, and your timing of time in life, is how you should be approaching things. So I thought that was a really good point. Me being a blogger and being on social media all the time, I am heavily influenced by stuff I see, or also sharing stuff that I found that I'm not being compensated for sometimes. But that this way, it's something, if you're promoting it or talking about a new scent you got that you love, you're gonna get compensation because you're gonna earn commission on it. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave them below. You can also email me. I'll put my email right here. It's melissa@scentsweetie.com. I will have my link in the description if you want to shop my site, or if you want to join, you can become a member of my team and we will be in this together. I'm learning, I'm just 1 month in, but I'm really digging it, and I have high hopes for it and want to see where it takes me. So if you like this, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe. I not only do Scentsy story videos, but I also am just a regular lifestyle vlogger and share makeup and beauty and whatnot. So thank you for stopping by.